Hello, my name is Jackie McCarty, and I am with the Georgia Department of Education Social Studies Department. I am their technology virtual specialist, and today we will be taking a look at Canva, the ways you can be using it in your classroom and how you can engage your students with it. So let's go. Okay, when you first get to Canva, it'll look like this. Yours will not have this in the corner because I am already logged in. But if you click on education and go to teachers and schools, you can click this get verified right here as a teacher. And when you put in your information, they have a Canva for Education that is completely free, and it includes all Canva premium features, and it's 100% free for eligible school teachers and their students. It has templates that are already ready for us. You can run activities for the students. And that includes teachers that are online. And so you would just click get started and put in all of your information there to claim that free education Canva use. Let's talk about the benefits of using Canva. We have all seen the studies when the students are more engaged that they do retain more information. They are able to learn quicker. And we know student engagement is so important. Well, they are constantly on screens and seeing different things with bright colors and moving objects. Education is having to move that way too to keep their attention. And so Canva lets you take a worksheet that may look like this and turn it into something that looks like this. You can take a presentation that you've made and take it from looking like this to something that looks like this. It is not as easy as snapping your fingers, but they do have many pre-made templates for you to use where you can plug in your information. And we'll take a look at some of those together now. Okay, let's take a look at what kinds of things you can be making. They have documents. You can create whiteboards. You can make videos for your students. If you make posts in some kind of educational sites, they have those post blockers for you. They have worksheets, presentations you can do. If you are passing out graphics, if you need to make graphs in a math class, you have flyers, cards. You can make comic strips for or with your students. They have all kinds of photo collages and different documents. They even have flashcard templates. So let's take a deep dive into the ones that I think we'll be using more in our classroom. Okay, let's take a look at worksheets. So you can see they have a bunch already pre-made and ready for you. If you do the lower grades, you could do some handwriting and teach them the different word wall words that pertain to social studies and history and a lot of different things here. So let's take a look at, and let's type in history and see what we have. They could make a history workbook. They have some already made on the Civil War. And just look at the difference in a worksheet like this instead of just a plain black and white with the questions. We could also, you see, look, where somebody has gone through and made an entire set that goes with the Civil War. It's already prepped. So you can do things where you look for somebody specifically and see if something has already been made. They did not have one on George Washington, but they do have one on presidential nouns. So that you're just able to see the pre-made ones. But if you don't want to use something that is pre-made, you can start with something blank and start to create your own. Let's take a look at the presentation because these are things that we'll do a lot of times with students. I want to show you the example that I showed in the clip when we were taking a look. So let's say you wanted to do a review and trivia time. They have 28 different pages that they've already pre-made that match this slide. So they would have the game rules. Look how quick I'm able to do this. You could add the different rounds. And then they have the questions set up different ways. And I would just click here and type my different answers and possible questions for the students. And look how quickly I am able to make this presentation for my students. And they have already done all of the building and the things for you. But let's hit it where you can see how it would actually present and look. So let's present. So see, they already have the animations here for me. Everything's lined up and ready to go. So just a great option to use with your kids. If you don't like that design, you can look for any of the designs here. Let's say I was doing one again in math class. So you look for math and you can see where they already have some that are set up for math. But again, if it's like before and you're like, hey, none of these are for me, you can hit just a blank screen and start pulling in the elements and creating your own presentation from here. Okay, let's say that you wanted to make a video for your students where you were discussing what you are learning at that point. This would be great for teachers, especially that are doing any kind of review. If you are someone that teaches online and sends things out online, again, if we type in history here, we're able to see where they already have some pre-made for us. Oh, look at, there is one on the 7 continents, and you can put in the name of your class here. You can also, if you click here, click uploads, you can record a video of yourself where you are talking to your students, explaining different things. You can have maps in the background. If you add the different elements, you can have you pointing to different things or having them these things point out different things, but you're able to see where you could just build these things so very quickly. Look, if we apply all 6 pages here, they already have the different continents for us divided out. You can see where they have pulled pictures. So again, just a great resource, a great tool to get you started on some of those things in your classroom. Okay, let's look at the posts, the handouts, the flyers, the things, the ways you can be engaging parents and your students. So let's say you needed to create a post for something like Class Dojo or something similar. They have all of these ready for you. They have the animation set. You can add music behind them. Or if I wanted to give a handout for my parents that talked about things that we were going to be doing, upcoming events, all of the different things. We have all of these set up, ready to go. I can click it and then type in my information. So again, this is just makes it quick, easy. I think a comic strip might be fun, something to do with your class where you could talk about the upcoming events or to teach them different things. I also want to talk about a way you could be using this with their students. So let's go to the next section. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is could we be using this with our students? So again, if you click the education and the teachers in schools, you'll see that there are even there is even a button for Canva for students, and they have their own template library and different things they could be using it with. Now, where we saw a minute ago, where I had the, let's just go back to that slide where I had the comic strip pulled up. Could you imagine if you had your kids come up with a historical comic strip where they showed different historical figures talking to each other? Like, what do you think Lewis and Clark said to each other on their journey? What are some ways you think they were feeling? What were they saying at this moment when this part of history was happening? So I think that you could print these templates, or if you have access to a computer lab, or if your students bring their devices, you can look at that Canva for students and how they could be using this to have different ways that they could show their ideas or different projects that you could have them do. And you're also kind of integrating more of that technology and having them use some of the design aspects in history. What a great tool to use. So that was just a brief run through of some of the things that you could be using Canva for, the different features that they have. I hope it gave you some ideas of ways that you could use it to engage your students, or maybe some ways you could even use it with your students. Thank you for watching, and please, if you have any questions, drop them below the video. I'll be happy to answer. Have a good day.